if I have that those two lines there inside the triangle are parallel, then I know that the sides, the pieces on the sides are proportional. This is probably not a shock to you, so I'm going to mark them up and then I'll color code. So that means that BD over DA is equal to BE over EC. That is different than what we've done before. So before I have like yelled at you to use whole sides because I've given you the middle pieces, but today I'm going to give you just on the sides. And so you can set the sides equal to each, like parts over parts each time. Okay, the converse of that would say, so if the lines are parallel, then this says, then the pieces are proportional. So the converse says, if the pieces are proportional, then what do you know? Then the lines are parallel, yeah. So if you can show me that things are proportional, then you can tell me that the lines are parallel. So I'm not going to do all of these. Let's see, which ones do I actually want to do? Maybe... All right, we'll do number one. It's an easy one to start with. Okay, number one. You have parallel lines, so that tells me that you can do the pieces. You can assume that the pieces on the sides are proportional. So you don't actually have to find the whole sides. You could, but you do not have to anymore because you have parallel lines. So I can do x over 15. If I do x over 15, I have to make sure that the next ratio lines up with that. So if I do x over 15, the next ratio would have to be 14 over 12 because it has to match up. Now you cross multiply and solve. Again, if you're struggling with that, you're just multiplying diagonally, folks. That's 12x is equal to 210. Can you check that for me in a calculator? Oh, here's mine. 15 times 14. 210. And if I divide 210 by 12, I get 17.5. Okay, so again, the difference here is I did not use whole sides. I used the pieces. So I will highlight it again so you can see it. Here's the first ratio I did x, 15, that's this one. My second ratio I did 14 and 12. I did not use whole sides. And that is okay, as long as I'm being consistent. So we're not going to do number 3. I think we'll move on to number 2. If we're going to do piece over piece is equal to piece over piece, you need to know this missing piece. What is this piece right here? How would you figure that out? Yeah, you just subtract. 55 minus 45 would get you that missing piece of 10. So then you can do 10 over 45, or whatever version you want, is equal to x over 36. You just need to make sure you're being consistent. So if I do x over 36, then I have to make sure I start with the littler piece first, or the smaller piece first, so 10 over 45. Okay, again, do some quick math for me. You're multiplying diagonally, cross multiply. 45x is equal to 360. 8. We'll set up the next one. Okay, you have to use the same pieces on the sides. I guess you could also go across. Doesn't matter. Okay, so again, if I do 6 and 21, then what do I have to do on the top for the next one? X minus 1, right? I've got to do the smaller piece. So if I do small over large, I have to make sure I repeat that small over large. I'm being consistent. I'm keeping my proportions, my ratios the same. This is where some of us struggled on your check-in. Please make sure that when you're cross multiplying, if I have something with 2 terms, it has to go in parentheses like this. If it has 2 terms, like x minus 1, it has to go in parentheses. Now you can distribute and solve. Can you please try that one on your own? Can you do the whole equation? Ready, go. I'll do it on the board, but I bet you can do it. Negative 3x is equal to 27. Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to the last section. We're not going to do all of them. We'll do 2 of them. So if you look at number 5 for me, it says determine, well, this whole section, determine if Mn is parallel to JL. So this is the thing at the top. This is the converse of the theorem we're talking about today. If I know the proportions, if I know that the ratios are equal and the sides are proportional, then I can say that the lines are parallel. So if we look here at number 5. Okay, we're going to compare these sides. We're going to go, notice it's not marked, okay? So again, we're not assuming. It's not marked, which is why you now have to prove it. So we're going to do 11 over 15.4. We would like to see, is that, question mark, is that equal to the other proportion, or the other ratio? I keep saying proportion, I meant to say ratio. 10 over 14. Are these equal?
No.
Okay, you can check it, and you can do this a couple ways. Just like we just did on the check-in, you can do 11 divided by 15.4 in your calculator. Gives me this crazy decimal of 0.71. 10 divided by 14 gets me the same decimal. So that's one way to do it, is just figure out what would I get. I might just do it that way just to keep us practicing that. So if I divide this with my calculator again, you get about, or you can reduce the fraction. Both of these turn out to be 5/7, or you can get the decimal. So it's 0.714 is what I'm seeing in my calculator. And then if you do the other one, 10 divided by 14, you should see the exact same thing. So are they equal? Yes. Are the lines parallel? Yes. Because those are equal. Okay? Just like when you're checking for side angle side. We're not going to do number 6. We will do, actually, yeah, we will do number 6. Sorry, I lied. Let's move on to 6. I'll keep this up. Okay, again, set it up. You need to check and see, are my ratios equal? And if they are, you can tell me that the lines then are proportional, or are parallel. I'm saying all the wrong words today. 4 over 15, is that equal to 5 over 18? Okay, the fastest way to check this is literally just divide in your calculator. 4 divided by 15, top divided by the bottom, gets me this fun decimal of 0.26, repeating. Again, this is a question mark. So then if I do 5 divided by 18, do I get the same decimal? No, sir. It's 0.27 repeating. Close, but no cigar. So you can put a big slash to the equal sign and tell me, no, they are not parallel. Okay? Because they're not equal.